Hey, Kurt.
Hello?
How you doing?
Is this Drew and Mike?
Yeah, sure
both.
is.
Fantastic. I'm so excited to find out that you're a pilot.
Oh, yeah. Are you a pilot?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what are you flying?
A Cherokee Arrow right now. But the same deal. I got the commercial license, multi-engine instrument rating, all that stuff, and I see you've done the same thing.
Yeah, I've got about 2,300 hours, and I'm flying a TBM 700 these days. I'm actually thinking about trading it for a Pilatus,
This man is flying his head off.
Kurt, that's so cool. Those airplanes are so awesome.
you go into a whole world that nobody has any idea what we're talking about.
I know.
The
That's
entire city of Detroit.
I know it's so true, but that airplane you're talking about is so awesome, and that's great. 2,300. See, I just hit 1,000 the other day, so.
Good boy.
So, Kurt,
man.
you never go through the airport then, do you?
I do both. I fly. I've got a fractional ownership, 125 hours of another airplane that I fly. It's called an Avanti 2, and it's the company's Avantair. It's a charter outfit, and I have 125 hours. I own 3/8 of that airplane, and then I've got my TBM, which I fly about 100 hours a year myself. So I'm putting about 250 hours a year in the air, and some of it's business and some of it's pleasure. And any kind of flying is good flying.
Oh, you're not kidding, no matter what it is. Oh, that's a beautiful airplane, man. I'm envious of you. That's terrific.
Hey, I got a real chuckle to see, because I just watched Forrest Gump. You're the voice of Elvis in that movie?
Yeah, that was something that was really fun. I'd worked with Bob Zemeckis, the director of Forrest Gump. I worked with Bob on used cars, and then years later he did this movie with Tom Hanks, and he said, look, I got this kind of funky movie that I made with Tom Hanks, and I really like it. And he said, but there's some things I want to fix with one character. I said, which character? He said, Elvis Presley. I said, oh, you want me to do the voice? He said, yeah. I said, okay. I said, well, let's do something. I said, don't do it. I don't want any credit on it. I said, so let's let people sort of discover that as the years go by. And he said, yeah, that'd be fun.
Oh, it was such a great scene too.
Well, I always like to say now people know. Are knowing that more and more and more, and when they say to me, "What was the biggest moneymaker you ever? What was the biggest picture you ever? The most successful?" And I always say, "Well, the best picture I ever did was an Oscar winner, Forrest Gump."
Hey, I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about this movie, but I'm a big Vanilla Sky fan. I love that movie.
I like Vanilla Sky too. Unfortunately, I like the original better, and. I must admit to that, but I think Vanilla Sky is a really interesting movie, and I think that as the years go by, that the English version, the American version, the Cameron Crowe version, will probably garner a little more attention. It's a very good movie.
Well, as I watch it, you can interpret it differently every time you watch it. It's just it's just got a lot of interesting elements to it.
Yeah, I think so too. I was having a great time working on that because I was sort of just wanting to work with Cameron Crowe and Tom. And I actually got Tom into flying.
Oh, no kidding. You started him on that.
Yeah, I flew Tom, and I had a Rockwell at one time, and I flew Tom over to Catalina Island, and he got all fired up on it.
Oh, man, I used to fly to when I lived out there for a couple of years. I used to fly to Catalina all the time. Oh, man, that just brought back a flood of memories. What a great airport. Still sitting up on that cliff.
Some awesome airplanes.
Oh, man.
That thing, amongst other things.
Yeah, I saw him flying that on that Diane Sawyer special.
I thought the coolest thing about that movie was just the whole idea of Tom Cruise having a disfigured face.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say that. It's not that I wish him any ill. I don't wish him any ill will, but I just, what a concept.
Yeah. I enjoyed that.
I just saw Poseidon, by the way, and I'm such an Entourage fan. I was just fascinated to see Johnny Drama in there with you. And you guys almost got in a fight.
But I know what you're talking about. And Kevin was really fun.
Yeah, Kevin Dillon.
He's really fun, and he really did a good job.
Well, yeah, I love that show. But now we're here to talk about Grindhouse. And we have two different movies here put back to back.
Yeah, back in the day, we used to do this quite often. Back in the late 60s and 70s, there were some Quentin Tarantino is a complete aficionado of cinema, and he is a curator of a couple hundred of movies that were made during that time period that were part of this Grindhouse aspect. Grindhouse is a name that was given to movies that often played in double features, and that is what we're doing. We have two movies. One is Robert Rodriguez's movie, Planet Terror. The other one is Quentin Tarantino's movie, and that is Death Proof. I'm in Death Proof.
Right.
And together they are under the banner of Grindhouse. With in between the two movies will be some what do you call them, previews for theoretical movies. And that's the way it used to be when you go to the movies somewhere like in the South. And these pictures they didn't release pictures 1,000 theaters or 2,000 theaters back then because they didn't have that process. They just took in these types of pictures, they took 20 or 30 prints, and they'd go from region to region to region. So by the time it got to the 10th region, the same film had been run through all these different projections. And the projectors were, sometimes tearing up the film or burning it, cigarette holes and stuff, and sometimes even stolen reels. So they were called Grindhouse. They'd been through the Grindhouse.
Wow.
That's the history of them. And that's where this all started, was Quentin Tarantino's sort of history of film is what you're getting here. He wants you to understand that there were some very good movies made that you never heard of, you never saw, and they were Grindhouse films. But they always were involved with that theme. Every once in a while, there'd be a really great movie come out of there, but generally they were involved with the exploitation of sex and violence. And my very
Are you in the one with the girl who has the amputated leg and she's got the machine gun sticking out of it?
Extreme stuff, and it's just
That's
awesome.
Planet
It's
Terror, actually,
really
Johnny.
different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is. It really
That's
is.
Planet Terror.
Yeah.
Well, what made Quentin want to do this? Because this is funny. It's a concept I wouldn't think people would be dying to bring back, but at the same time, I'm fascinated. I feel like I want to go.
He's at a perfect age where he kind of saw from the past, learned from the past, and sees into the future, like the 15 to 25-year-old audience that's coming up that has no idea about what he's seen. You know what I mean? He just has this great history, and he owns. In fact, he's always had a great appreciation for those movies. It's like muscle cars. 15 years ago, nobody cared about muscle cars, and he just looked into the future and he said, you know what? There's a whole generation of people that have never seen a double feature.
Yeah.
They don't know what these movies were like. They never saw this genre of film made in the intent that it was made in. I mean, nowadays you have slick horror films, or you have a slick film about that belongs in a certain genre. In those, when you were dealing with the exploitation of extreme subject matter, you didn't know what you were going to get. Now, Black Snake Moan is a little bit in that category, and what we're doing here is full blown. This is a night. The movies take place in 2007. The subject matter is dealt with as it is in 2007, so it's not a what do you call it, a period piece.
Right.
But the concept of the night, of taking your girl or going with your friends to the movies and seeing a double feature, is from like 1968.
What kind of muscle car is being driven in that movie?
I drive. There's three really great. Well, there's a bunch of them in this, but in this one there are three main ones, and I drive two of them. I drive a Chevy Nova, a jacked up Chevy Nova, and a jacked up Dodge Charger, 70 Dodge Charger, and then there's the three girls who drive a white 70s Challenger, just like the one that you saw in Vanishing Point, if you saw Vanishing Point.
Oh, I love those Dodges, but I never could figure out why people jacked up Novas.
I used to see that all the time, yeah.
Guess what? My favorite car of the three was the Nova.
Is that right?
Some of those things do haul ass
I'm
off.
a car guy myself, but I tell you what, that Nova drives good. It's sweet, man. And when you put some smoke under the hood, it works.
Hey, we can't let you go without asking you about this. Were you Nuge's best man at his wedding?
Yeah, we were in Reno. I had done these two hunting things that I put on, and I invited some people to come to them back in '88 and '89, and I invited Ted. He came to a couple of them, and then I ran into Ted at the Reno, I think it was the Safari Convention or something going on there, and we ran into each other there, and he just said, hey, I'm going to get married. You want to be best man for me? And I said, sure.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. You hunt with him on. You see him from time to time, don't you? And hunt together.
Ted and I never hunted together, but he hunted at my what did I call it? First annual something or other Kurt Russell hunt. I don't know. It was weird giving the idea of
memorable.
Of meat being given to the homeless through the. Through different charity organizations, Salvation Army. Yeah. And I arranged in '88 to do that in Colorado. I built a hunting camp and had 36 hunters there, and we had 6 weeks worth of food for the homeless in Denver that came out of that. In Hawaii, we did one, which was a really fun hunt, and we fed the homeless in Hawaii for 6 months. It was a hassle for me, to be honest with you, and it was a lawsuit waiting to happen. And
oh boy,
I decided to bag the idea, but they said, well, we'd like to take this idea and run with it. And I said, you're welcome to it. You know, it's a concept that can work, and hunters can feed the homeless for a long, long time to come. And I was, glad to pass it on.
How's Goldie doing?
She's doing good. She's in San Francisco at the DEAD conference right now.
The Grateful Dead?
She's doing good. Looks good. Feels good.
Hey, Kurt, great talking to you. Good luck with the movie. I know it was April the 6th. And Grindhouse, what a neat concept. And I guess it's about time somebody brought it back.
Yeah, you're going into a whole, believe me, you're going into Quentin Tarantino world here.
I can't wait.
It's always a weird place.
His very finest, I'll tell you that much.
Well, thanks again, Kurt.
All right, man.
Take care, Mike.
All right, see you, Kurt.
Have a great day.
Have fun up there.
Kurt Russell on the riff. Oh, boy.
Pooh, man, is he talking a mile a minute?
Yeah, that was...
I don't remember him being that hyper last time.
It's kind of weird. He was talking so fast, and then he couldn't seem to remember what he was talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what all that means. Not me. I guess he got a lot of sleep last night.
It's a little early in the morning to be in that kind of strange condition.
Well, he's in great shape, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, do you ever stop talking?
I don't think so. Hey, that was cool.
Yeah, no, he was really nice.
Ooh, yikes.
But I just didn't really know what was going on.
I didn't take a breath.
Gerald Ford dead today from an overdose of crack cocaine.
He's got a great scene in Poseidon with Johnny Drama from Entourage, Kevin Dillon, where Kevin Dillon challenges him to a fight. They're trying to get out of the boat, and Kevin Dillon wants to fight him.
Yeah.
And he is so Johnny Drama in this thing.
Yeah, I remember that. The damn thing was I always confused Kurt Russell with Patrick Swayze.
I've always gotten those guys mixed up, too. They are both pilots.
Yeah, that's true. Swayze is a pilot. In fact, he had that questionable landing with his twin engine, remember?
Very questionable.
Yeah, that was very weird.
Russell's in some pretty bad movies.
Well, I know you hate Breakdown. I was amused by Breakdown. I acknowledge it's a campy, stupid movie, but for some reason I kept laughing at it and yelling at the characters, to do this and do that. I really wanted to ask him about Kate getting nailed by Owen Wilson, but I let him slide on that one. Because I have a funny feeling. I bet Kurt Russell just loved doing bong hits with Chris Robinson. I bet that really bummed him out when she unloaded him for Owen. But now he probably goes out with Owen and chases women.
Jeez.
She's still with Owen, by the way. I saw there were pictures of them in the last 2 weeks of in Australia.
They were riding their bikes on separate sides of the street, and no one would know they were together.
Yeah, that was like the gayest thing I've ever seen Owen Wilson do. Usually he's hitting on chicks somewhere or nailing somebody new, but she's really got him pretty tied down, which is quite unusual and somewhat disturbing. Owen Wilson, it seems like, is supposed to be a bachelor forever. But Kurt Russell, anyway, nice to talk to him. Or nice
absolutely.
to hear him talk, I should say. And Grindhouse, again, out April the 6th. And now you know all about what Grindhouse is.
That's right.
Thanks to Kurt. On the